dashing desire to play as we go. We sing and we stumble, we shout. What means I cannot? Who it is? I don't know.
Hey Barry, where are we?
We're in Germany. We're at the Biergarten in the Germany pavilion.
What do we have?
We have, that's roast chicken,
Yeah.
spätzle,
Mm-hmm.
meatballs, it was pork, I think.
Yeah, pork cutlets.
Pork cutlets, more roasted potatoes, I guess, and some
Bratwurst.
And what was that?
Don't remember.
Don't remember. Sauerkraut, green beans, macaroni and cheese, little more sausage wiener things, mustard and ketchup.
Those were frankfurters.
Frankfurters that's what the mustard and ketchup are for.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're ready to go here. And you know what's funny?
What?
Not that we could eat all this, which we might, but we can have more if we want.
Yeah.
And the lemonade included, and dessert included.
Clean off my plate.
Yeah. Oh, more. Excellent.
Make room.
Are we still working with the salads? at
No.
all? Okay.
That was wonderful,
for you.
though. That's the best potato
You
salad
ate
I've
the two
ever
you
had.
really wanted.
3. We were 3.
Do I go?
We like 3.
You did, but you finished.
Yeah,
do I go-
we did.
Do I go left to right or start in the middle? I'm gonna start with the roast.
I'm gonna start here. And I love, this is spätzle. Spätzle. I know I like this stuff. I had that in Estonia.
At the German restaurant.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that place. That was good.
That's when we were kicked out of line at the other restaurant because they were full.
They were close.
And I'm like, well, we'll wait. And they're like, no, we're
We are
full.
close. We are full. We are done.
No more.
Oh, I get it. And I understood.
I didn't.
That's the way they do it. I get it.
I didn't understand that at all. This isn't France. Okay. Sauerkraut.
You got
My
a meatball? You got a meatball.
favorite. My favorite. Really forgot to take a picture of dessert. We have cookies,
Get that out of the way. It's frozen.
Black Forest cake, a cheesecake with some kind of berry topping, compote, and then
We've
apple streusel.
We've dipped into that already.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
We're still working on it. I'm looking forward to
You know
that.
what makes a better one of these?
What?
It's the America Pavilion.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. It's true. It's like wrapped like a pastry
Yeah.
thing. You can just eat it with your hand.
You know that restaurant doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't. Oh, it's too bad. Do those still exist? Do they still have those?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have some of this right here.
Slowly rotate back and then stop momentarily. When you're safe, remain
This
safe.
is Station Birth Control. Welcome aboard. On the map in front of you, please show us where you're from while we input your time travel.
Good. Sending photos of the future. All systems are go. Linking you now to your guide.
Like a grand and miraculous spaceship, our planet is sailing through the universe of time. And for a brief moment, we have been among its passengers. But where are we going? And what kind of future will we discover? Surprisingly, the answers lie in our past. Since the dawn of recorded history, we've been inventing the future one step at a time. So let's travel back in time together. I'll show you how our ancestors created the world we know today. And then it will be your turn to create the world of tomorrow. Here, in this hostile world, is where our story begins. We are alone, struggling to survive, until we learn to communicate with one another. Now we can hunt as a team and survive together. It takes 15,000 years to come up with the next bright idea, recording our knowledge on cave walls. There was only one small problem. When we moved, the recorded knowledge stayed behind. Now let's move ahead to ancient Egypt, because something is about to happen here that will change the future forever. This unknown Egyptian pounding reeds flat is inventing papyrus, a sort of paper. Papyrus in turn creates better record keeping of plans, designs, and unfortunately taxes. But it also brings with it the dawn of great civilization. At this point, each civilization has its own form of writing, which none of the others can understand. But the Phoenicians, who trade with all of them, have solutions. They create a simple common alphabet, adaptable to most languages. Remember how easy it was to learn your ABCs? Thank the Phoenicians. They invented it. The ancient Greeks were great inventors of the future. First, they established public schools, and then began teaching an intriguing new subject called mathematics. And with math comes mechanical technology and the birth of the high-tech life we enjoy today. With lessons learned from the Greeks, the Romans created powerful empires. To move their armies around, they built a system of roads all over the known world. Rome does the first worldwide web, and it's leading us into the future. But then we hit a roadblock. Rome falls, and the great library of Alexandria in Egypt is burned. Much of our learning is destroyed, lost forever, or so we think. It turns out there are copies of some of these books in the libraries of the Middle East, being watched over by Arab and Jewish scholars. Call it the first backup system. The books are saved, and with them our dreams of the future. In the meantime, here in Europe, monks toil endlessly recording books by hand. But that is about to change. In 1450, Gutenberg invents the movable type printing press. Now knowledge can travel as fast as these new books, but travel they do. Books make it easier to invent the future in every field, and the result is an incredible explosion of innovation we call the Renaissance. Technology races heavily into the future, and people all over the world are sharing life's most important moments faster than ever before.
I'm sorry, I'm busy. One moment.
And the hearts of the crowd here in the 1936 Olympics. Congratulations.
By now, we're all communicating from anywhere on Earth. And in 1969, from somewhere else.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
To send a man to the moon, we had to invent a new language, spoken not by man, but by computers. At first, very large, very expensive computers, but we see the potential. What if everyone could have one of these amazing machines in their own house? There's just one problem. They're as big as a house. The solution comes in, of all places, a garage in California. Young people with a passion for shaping the future put the power of the computer in everyone's hands. Together we form a super network that glows with billions of interactions. And once again, we stand on the brink of a new renaissance. After 30,000 years of time travel, here we are, a truly global community, poised to shape the future of this, our spaceship Earth.
And then we all got coronavirus.
Please remain seated, time travelers. Attention, travelers. Please remain seated. Your time machine is rotating backward for your return to Earth. In preparation for your return to Earth, your time machine is now rotating backward. Please remain seated. Attention. You are now rotating backward for your return to Earth. Please remain seated.
about the kind of world we want to live in. The choices we have made for the past 30,000 years have been inventing the future one day at a time. And now, it's your turn. Let's have some fun creating the future, shall we? On your computer screen, answer a few questions for us. Then we'll show you a new world, custom made just for you. Ready?
Any day.
Now, along with your answers, let's add in some amazing new technology that we haven't known. And now I believe your future is just about ready. Let's take a look, shall we?
Welcome to the future. Or should I say, your future.
Oh my.
Viewing your future, it'll be more fun than ever to enjoy nature in the great outdoors.
We're still gonna have coronavirus.
But even in a perfect world, accidents do happen. Need to be somewhere?
That's not good.
Don't worry. With your take charge attitude, you're prepared. A portable medical scanner analyzes the situation.
Oh, you've done that before.
Fortunately, your entire medical history is with you at all times on a smart card. The best surgeons in the world are always on call, thanks to real-time video links and remote-controlled instruments.
I can just fill it in.
Cool.
While you relax at home with hot chocolate, technology speeds recovery time. In no time at all, you're back on your feet. Uh-oh. Fortunately, in the future, help is never far away. The end. Or should I say the beginning of your future.
That's terrifying.
So here's to the next 30,000 years on Spaceship Earth. While no one knows for sure what we'll see or do, I do know it will be quite an adventure. An adventure that we'll take and make together. See you in the future.
Welcome back, time travelers. Now, we invite you to visit Project Tomorrow, where new ideas and innovations are being developed to make the world a better place.
There's a dolphin in the water. There's a dolphin in the water. He just took a breath of air. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, sweetie.
Here he comes.
Hey, buddy.
Look at that. Coming through.
Yeah.
Sticker is hiding.
Away from the fake fish.
Yeah. lot of fish in there. Oh, look at that dude.
Whatever that is. I got glad it is.
Oh, here comes a school. Are those yellowtail snappers?
No idea.
Oh, look at that one.
Look at that one with the furrowed brow.
Oh wow, that's cool. Is that a narwhal?
A little baby narwhal there.
I could sit here all day and look at these fish.
What was that?
I could sit here all day and look at these fish and just have a blast.
Take a nap.
No,
Watching TV.
I couldn't sleep. It's too fascinating. This place messed me up as a kid.
Mr. and Mrs. Crush.
So what we do is there's a
Oh, sorry.
that stingray on the floor.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
He just saw it.
Moving into it.
I saw him again too.
I think he's about to get eaten.
Wow, look at
Just get away from me.
There's a shark down there, honey.
Yeah.
I like
He's a different variety, isn't he? He's more rare.
Look at that one.
Oh,
I know. That's what I was saying. There's a.
what is that? It's like a dinosaur.
It has 1, 2, 3 dorsal fins. I've never heard of that before.
On the top of his head, look at his eyes.
Genetic engineering at its finest.
Oh, here's another. Here's
Guys, just a reminder, this is a seamless swim. So if you ask for you guys, you can continue walking. Now, if you would like to stop and check out some of the cooler animals, please make sure to step closer to the window, leaving some room between you and the railing. This ensures other
They
kids.
had to cancel it.
Oh, that stinks. I was supposed to with the summer too.
I was really disappointed for it.
Yeah.
Making bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, they're waving.
He's waving, yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool. There's one up there too. Yeah. 3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. So cool.
That shark that we said, that
Fist bump.
Right.
Yeah.
They're cleaning the tank. They've got scrubbies.
Oh yeah, there's some.
Little dude.
Yeah.
That's where we were, in that big circle. What is that monster?
Huh?
What is that monster down there?
That thing's freaky. Everything else knows fish.
Yum, yum. Salad, my favorite.
Sea rabbits. Very healthy.
Oh, he's eating the whole thing. He's even eating the end part. I guess he doesn't have a knife to cut it with. I know. Poor little guy. But he's safe here. He doesn't have to swim very far, so he don't need a hotel. Poor little guy. All you get to eat all day long is salad, and you still look like that.
Just water, Wade.
Look at all the salad they missed.
I know. It's soggy now.
Do you need some Thousand Island with that?
That is the best kind of floating.
Imagine riding for a distance like that.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't care though.
I wouldn't either. Could you now you're getting in the back room?
Yeah.
Welcome to the voyage of discovery and awareness of the richness and the diversity that offers surprising nature living with the land. Our journey begins as dramatic and sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm waves seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature, it's a new beginning in the cycle of life. The surface of the land, roots trap water from the flowing mud, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its planetary ecosystem. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicines, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. Today, we're learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being.
Can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In arid regions, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan, we're learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators, like
How
ladybugs
will
and
we meet
wasps.
tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times. Welcome to our living laboratories, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.
Peanut butter tree. Well, there you go, Barry.
That's my plant right there. Well, this is the only part of the fried I remember.
Really? Oh, look at the Chiquita banana, Barry.
Oh, wow.
They got the stickers already on them.
Yeah. Do they?
For village and farming, you probably don't think of fish, but fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally. Tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see here, are three of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers. The sustainable system we're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, we're able to save millions of gallons each year. Our small fish farm produces nearly 5,000 pounds of fish each year to serve in restaurants around Walt Disney World. Innovations like this can play an important role in our efforts to produce bountiful harvests and still protect natural resources.
shrimp, man. Bloody shrimp.
While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, maize, sorghum, and lentil plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
I feel like it's like I'm pulling the whole boat down this side. Millets. That's what it looks like.
These plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides.
Basil.
Another innovation at work here
Amaranth
is our
green.
integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides.
Eggplants, they're beautiful.
We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
That's cool. That's how you can see it. Lettuce.
Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the land every year.
They're making fun of me growing Mickey Mouse shit. That's so cool. There's some coops. There's a pumpkin in there. This is a full-time job. This is a full-time job.
The future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants. These greenhouses represent just a fraction of the work being done worldwide to produce bountiful harvests for our growing population. Scientists, farmers, and even backyard gardeners are doing their part to improve the quantity and quality of foods that we all rely upon. Together, we can continue to find more ways to increase food production and protect our precious natural environment. Only then will we truly be living with the land.
Eye on your children, and oh yes, please don't let your imaginations run wild.
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad durante su estadía en nuestros laboratorios sensoriales, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuide a los pequeñitos. Gracias.
Yeah.
The flying circus started 51 years ago.
Wow. He's old.
He's very old. He's 70. Hey.
Welcome to our special drive-through open house. I'm Dr. Michael Cherry, Chairman of the Imagination Institute. Hello. On your tour, you'll see how the 5 human senses can help capture your imagination.
Oh, can I go too?
Absolutely not. This is one of our discoveries, the figment of imagination.
Yeah, I know all about the senses. There's sight, sound, smell, touch, coochie, and taste. Tastes like chicken. Can I go? Please, please, please.
No, I don't want you out of my sight.
Out of sight? Okay. Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Figment, you are not to interfere with the tour. Our first stop is the sound lab. We'll begin by testing your hearing with a series of tones. Left ear, right ear. Left, right. What? This is odd. Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
It's Figment.
Figment? I thought I told you not to interfere.
But you've got it wrong, Doc. It's not about listening with your ears. It's about listening with your imagination.
Now I've completely lost my train of thought.
No, you haven't. It's over here. All aboard. Woo-hoo! Next stop, imagination. For every sound your ears are hearing, 1,000 thoughts can start appearing, and each of us imagines different things. From just a sound, your mind has wings.
Continuing now, if I may, in a calm, scientific, figment-free manner, the things we see with our eyes can control the eyes of the imagination. Let's begin by using the eye chart to test your vision. Now, all together, if you would please read line 3.
With F-I-G-M-E-N-T, you can see things differently. Sure, you can see with your eyes, but imagine what you can see if you used your imagination. Follow the bouncing figment. One spark of light can light your fancy. Your mind sees more than what your eyes see. Your sense of sight can make your fancy fly. There's more to sight than in your eye.
I say imagination must be captured and controlled.
Imagination works best when it's set free. Just turn your imagination loose and anything can happen.
Figment. Our research shows that smells often trigger the imagination, especially when pleasant, familiar smells come into play.
Come into play? I'd love to!
Figment, this is not a good time.
It's always a good time to use your imagination, so let the good times roll! Woohoo! You win 1 cent!
Figment, don't! Oh, that really stinks!
Of course not! The nose knows! One off of the whip, and it sent you reeling! One lovely sniff can be appealing. Your mind defines what enters through your nose. That's how you know.
You know, I'm sorry, but after that big stink in the smell lab, I hesitate to send you into the touch and taste labs. Perhaps I should end my open house right here.
Great idea! We'll go to my open house instead. It's much more fun. Right this way, everybody.
Figment, what is going on? You're turning this entire open house upside down.
Upside down? Now you're talking. That's the best idea you've had all day. With just a spark of inspiration, I made my house an innovation. Imagination really comes around. Many times I up and upside down. Now here's a real open house. Come on in.
those magic sparks from me and you.
You see that? I knew you'd get it, because you've got a wonderful imagination.
I do? Oh, yes. Well, thank you, Figment. And so, as you can plainly see, imagination works the best when it's set free.
You said it, Doc. Imagination is a blast. Imagination, imagination. A dream can be a dream come true. With just a spark from me and you.
Our inspiration is at the heart of our creation, right at the start of everything. Now we invite you to set your imaginations free in the image.
Automated driving technology activated.
Welcome to the sim track. We'll begin with the capability test to see how your vehicle designs perform under challenging weather and surface conditions.
Monitoring road surface. Connecting to OnStar. SIM card performance data acquired.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see how your designs hold up now.
Commencing SIM car off-road and extreme weather sequence.
Oh.
Capability test results displayed and verified.
Now let's see how your vehicles compare when it comes to their efficiency.
Scanning SIM car for optimal eco-efficiency. Engaging EcoScan for aerodynamic efficiency. Drive systems analysis. Hyperspectral imaging in progress. Calculating total enviro impact. Commencing responsiveness test.
Okay, the responsiveness data is now being synchronized.
Automated driving technology verified and active. Automated crash avoidance technology disengaged. Displaying responsiveness data.
Here comes the final test.
Energizing for power test.
Open the big fridge, Grandma.
Hey Barry, how's my hair?
It's lazy.
Woo!
That's mine. It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Displaying power test results.
SimTrack performance testing complete.
This concludes your performance testing. You'll be able to see how your Chevrolet custom concept vehicle designs compared with the Sim car after you disembark.
Ah, China. When one thinks of this magnificent country, one cannot help but envision the Wanli Chancheng, the Great Wall. It once stretched like a mighty dragon across 4,000 miles of China. Welcome. I am Li Bai, a poet of the Tang Dynasty, and I have returned to share with you reflections of my beloved China. Like this great wall, it winds like a road across timeless landscapes, but one can also find landscapes that are ever changing. Shanghai, a city forever reinventing itself. Vibrant, sophisticated, romantic. As Shanghai reflects modern China, historic Nanjing Road reflects modern Shanghai. Set your gaze across the Huangpu River, and you will find a new China that reaches for the sky. Yet in this city of East meets West, one can still find treasures of Shanghai's stately European influence. Even in the hectic pace of modern China, there is always time for Tai Chi, a tradition that has endured for centuries. Up here on Huangshan, at the Sea of Clouds, painters and poets like myself have been inspired for generations. In China, we say a poem in every painting, and a painting in every poem. We have had a long history. Much of it has been recorded in this fashion. However, it may be said that the history of the Chinese people is not written in ink, but with water. The mighty Yangtze River. A fellow poet once wrote, traveling against the currents of the Yangtze is more difficult than climbing to heaven. That may have been once true, but no longer. The course of this great river, through mountains and valleys, touches the lives of 500 million Chinese. There is no better example of China's harmony with water than Suzhou. This ancient city sits on the longest man-made waterway in the world. When Marco Polo traveled this way, he called Suzhou the Venice of the East. I suppose if I had traveled to Europe, they would now call Venice the Suzhou of the West. So vast is China that even within her borders are many exotic lands and contrasts. From the serenity of Heavenly Lake to the busy night market of Urumqi. Here one discovers that Xinjiang province is home to many ethnic peoples with their own unique customs. and their own unique cuisines. Out here in the Gobi Desert, one still finds travelers on the ancient Silk Road, the same road that over 700 years ago brought Marco Polo to these very gates. The gates of Jiaoyuguan, the extreme western end of the Great Wall. A visit to Inner Mongolia shows us a reflection of an earlier time. Here, the nomadic people still live much as they always have. Far to the south is Yunnan province, home to many of China's national minorities. The cultures of this province are as diverse as the landscape. Like the Shilin stone forest, one of nature's unique wonders. In the far northeast is Heilongjiang. Although winter here can last 6 months, the people celebrate by carving magical sculptures of ice. Macau. After 400 years, this exotic land of Portuguese charm is once more within China's borders. Hong Kong, one of the most exciting cities on earth. A city steeped in Western culture, but still uniquely Chinese. Even Hong Kong's buildings, thrusting ever skyward, reflect the city's vitality. Hong Kong, ever on the move. Yes, the Chinese landscape changes swiftly, but one can also find enduring legacies that reflect our past. Everywhere one sees our history. Ancient treasures like the 9-dragon screen reflect our traditions. Dragons were a powerful symbol of the emperor's authority. For centuries, the tombs of China's emperors have been watched over by these remarkable warriors of terracotta and these figures of stone. And for 800 years, this intersection of 3 rivers has been protected by a silent sentinel, the giant Buddha of Lishan. One can find a living legacy of China's past in the world-famous Peking Opera. In the center of Beijing is perhaps China's greatest legacy, the Forbidden City. Imagine courtyards that could hold 100,000 members of the imperial court. For 500 years, this vast walled city was the home of 24 emperors, the sons of heaven. But today, all the world can pass through this gate. Tiananmen Square. To To stand here is to stand at the heart of China. Beihai Park was once a playground for the emperor, but now it is a playground for all of China. I have brought you to a place of unique beauty called Three-Flute Cave. The same forces that shape these pillars of stone have done a more remarkable job directly above us. The landscape of Guilin is unsurpassed in all of China. Countless artists and poets have struggled to capture the unique beauty of this region. The Li River winds like a silver snake through these scattered dragon's teeth. I once wrote, "Whoever looks on this loses himself in eternity." We have seen many reflections of China, but the true face of China can be found in our people. We have now come full circle. Sadly, that means this is where we must part. But I hope you will return to China someday. I'll wave of the hand now, and I am gone. Lowering my head, I dream that I am home. Until we meet again, Zaijian.
Folks, we hope you enjoyed Reflections of China. Please gather all your personal belongings and exit out through the door.
Alright, we are in the Mexico Pavilion. Look at this beautiful Maya artwork.
Sorry, we went the wrong way. We weren't thinking straight.
Hello. Sorry.
Sorry, you screwed up.
You may not run at all. And so once we have those back in production, what I learned to do
Oh, we're going to the ride, right?
Huh?
Queue entrance, you're right, okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. How many's your party here?
2.
You guys looking for the ride, right?
Yeah.
You guys head out up to the little bracket up there. The next cast member will help you out.
Okay, thank you. Alright.
Roll right on.
Yeah.
Hi! I was just checking the line to make sure it had cleared.
Okay.
All right, friends, so right this way. Are you going to transfer?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. All right, you're going to follow this down to the bottom and you'll see my friends, okay? Thank you.
I don't know.
How many? Are you comfortable transferring on one of those?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead and pull the wheelchair around, park it right behind that gate, and you will be in row 5. Thanks.
Drop me off. Okay.
For your safety,
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco. Y cuide los pequeños.
Good. I mean, they're comfortable, right?
Great. They really are, yeah. They're just too tough.
for your safety, remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. And if you have children with you, please watch them. Gracias.
Bienvenidos. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco. Y cuide los pequeños.
They are always full, all the time. It's very hard to get a reservation. Funny, funny. I love the volcano because it erupts. Mayan.
Excuse me, we are looking for a dog. Never mind. Excuse me, have you seen a dog? It's showtime! Ha-ha! Now we got trouble! It's showtime! We're happy amigos, no matter where he goes, the ones, two, and three goes, we're always together. We have the stars to guide us, guitars here beside us, to play as we go. We sing and we samba, we shout. What means I cannot? Oh, it is. I don't know.
Even though that song the feature's not even a COVID thing.
Okay, this is our appetizer at
Sun on Hill Inn.
Sun on Hill Inn. What did we order?
I ordered
Was it fundido? What was it?
oh, queso fundido.
Queso fundido. It's got Monterey Jack cheese, chorizo, and peppers, and it is delicious. You make it into a little, and then we have salsa and chips and berry.
It's time for dark dinner. This is pollo de las rajas, which means peppers and onions, I guess. Yeah. So that's good. And what are you having?
This is tacos de ribeye.
Tacos de ribeye.
So it's ribeye steak and lime and cilantro and some things. These are plátanos, and there's a green sauce and some corn tortillas, so I get to make some authentic.
That sounds amazing. Except I don't care much for plátanos, so I know you love them, and I just can't eat them anymore. They're too close to bananas, and I hate bananas.
Okay, I'm not offering you any.
Good. Well, I wouldn't take any anyway. So there. Oh, and that beauty right there, classic margarita. We got 2 of them. Cut. This was dinner tonight. Disney's really good at making you eat, or when you're eating indoors, making you feel like you're outside. It's just really, really, really cool. And here comes a boat. This is the boat ride for the Gran Fiesta Tour.
It used to be El Rio del Tiempo.
It used to be what?
El Rio del Tiempo.
El Rio del Tiempo. There's people on a boat. And there's my beautiful wife finishing up her margarita. Oh, it was delicious. We each had one. Just marvelous.
I'm finding the salt that's left over.
Yeah, I was just licking the salt off the edges is one of the best parts. We end tonight on a flame.
We're over here in Venice. Looking out onto Spaceship Earth. I love the reflection in the water.